Good evening everyone, welcome to the world of Nishkarsha Media Entertainment and Publication. This is Parinita bringing you a special report on Cyclone Malaysia. Malaysia furies Jamaica devastated as storm heads toward Cuba. Caribbean series Hurricane Melissa devastated Jamaica. Weekends before hitting Cuba, storms Malaysia historic fury Hurricane Melissa rapidly intensified Category 5 storm before making landfall in Jamaica on 28 October. Sustained wind reached to 185 miles per 295 km per hour with an estimated central pressure of 892 millibars. This makes it is the strongest hurricane ever recorded in Jamaica. After causing extensive damage in western Jamaica, Malaysia weakened slightly and struck eastern Cuba as a Category 3 major hurricane. With winds around 120 miles per hour, the storm is moving slowly, bringing heavy rainfall and prolonged exposure, leading to widespread destruction from flooding. Landslides, infrastructures collapse, the power gas outage. The Jamaican government has declared the large part of country a disaster area. Significant flooding has been reported in St. Elizabeth Parish, with areas described as underwater. The power infrastructure has been severely impacted, with customers about the 77% of the island losing electricity. Hospital, medical centers sustained damage and some medical evacuation were conducted. Authorities have confirmed at least 3 deaths in Jamaica, contributing the total of 7 facilities across the Caribbean region so far, including Haiti in Dominican Republic. Road damage, landslides and severe supply routes have been reported in multiple parishes. Malaysia made a landfall in eastern Cuba as Category 3 major hurricane after its passage over Jamaica. The Cuban government evacuated hundreds of thousands of people. Storm surge warning of to 12 feet and every rainfall have been issued for eastern provinces, including Santiago de Cuba, Guantanamo and the Holguin. The storm impact places additional strains to Cuba's existing economic constraints, with expected damage to power grids and agriculture, particularly sugarcane fields. Exact loss estimates are still emerging, but initial assessment described the damage as catastrophic. The record scale, while a consolidated economic damage figure from the official source like ensured the government is not yet available. Ongoing analysis is expected to reveal combined losses in the billion of US dollars encompassing infrastructures, housing, business, description and agriculture. The United Nations Children Fund was warned that 1.6 million children in affected Caribbean countries face increased risk due to the storm impacted on homes, water supplies and access to medical care. Approximately 125 at Jamaica landfall, central pressure around 892 mbar extremely intense. Currently 3 in Jamaica, approximately 7 total across the region. Number are subject to revision, surge warning up to approximately 13 feet in Jamaica and up to 12 feet to certain coastal zones of Cuba. Heavy rainfall with raised to landslides and prolonged flooding due to the storm's slow movement still being assessed, but they expected to be very high impacting infrastructures, housing, agriculture and tourism. Evacuation and warning were issued, emergency response agency mobilized. However, infrastructure vulnerabilities were exposed, including power, grid collapse and hospital damage. Odisha Cyclone 1999 led to significant reforms in India's disaster management architecture, including improved early warning systems, cyclone shelters, building codes. These measures helped reduce mortality subsequent cyclones, where Hurricane Malaysia intensified comparable to historical extreme cyclones. The current fatality rate is significantly lower than the Odisha 1999 toll, likely due to improved warnings and evacuation. However, the economic vulnerability of Caribbean island with tourism, independent economics and coastal infrastructure. Lessons learned from Odisha, such as enhancing resilient infrastructure and community preparedness, remain highly relevant to Caribbean governments. Hurricane Melissa marks a turning point of the Caribbean. While the region has weathered the historic storm due to the evacuation system and some readiness, resilience must now evolve. Jamaica, Cuba faced the dual task of repairing damage and republic stronger. Failure to adapt and improve could make future storm even more devastating. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.